Hi, my name is Cindy Rang.
And I'm Brianna Mopskis, and it is our anniversary week.
21. My daughter and I have owned and operated a busy quilt shop in Washington State for over 20 years. We have a retreat center, an active YouTube channel, and a large pattern line featuring our creations. My two sons work on machines. One daughter-in-law is our videographer, and the other is a long-arm quilter. We are a family that love each other, we laugh together, and every once in a while we get some work done. We have a crew that are saints for their efforts at keeping us on track. Thanks for joining us on our wild ride. Okay, so it's not us that's 21. I may look it. Okay, Brianna may look it, but we are not 21. Our shop is 21 years old. Here in Ephrata, we've been in business for a while. We started when Brianna was 6 years old. So now they know how old you are.
Oh, dang.
I'm nearing my 40s.
Oh, you look great.
I know. I know. So anyway, so we've got some great things planned for you. And our first thing today is our 21 most favorite patterns.
Yeah.
So we're going to take you kind of on a little tour of the shop. And we have a special price for those.
Yeah. So make sure you watch the very end so you see all of those great patterns we have for you. And then go ahead and go shopping for them. And we have a great bundle price. So
Bundle
if you
price
want
at the end. So watch all the way
each.
to the end.
Yep.
Yes. And they're available printed pattern or download.
Or download. Yep.
There you go. All right.
So this one is called Split 9 Patch. This one is actually an older pattern. We've done this multiple times, so we're going to show you a couple of samples of this one. But the reason I wanted you to see this particular one is because we still have kits available in this. This is another one that is super simple to go ahead and adjust and make it as large as you want, because you're just making individual blocks, and so you'll just keep making more and more blocks to get your quilt the size that you want. It's a simple 9 patch that is split with half square triangle blocks.
The next one we want to show you is 45, one of Cindy's minis. It takes 5 fabrics that you just can't cut up. So your nice big prints. After you create your 45-degree seam, it has a little bit of extra left over. Instead of wasting that, there's a free pattern inside your pattern to use those extras for. So this is a great one to also get to learn how to use your ruler. Your ruler has a lot more features than just cutting a straight line. The other thing I want to show you is this has nice minky on the back. Just like the chenille you saw on the back of the Split 9 patch we just showed you, this one has that really soft minky on the back, which makes any quilt even more special.
This is one of my favorite bag patterns, and it's called the Market Tote. The reason that I did this was because I needed something that opened very, very wide for all of my little tote bins when I was coming back and forth to embroidery classes. So all of those 12-inch square totes, you can put 3 in this bag. You also have a couple little side pouches for your water bottle, your wallet, your phone, whatever you'd like. The other thing that's really nice about this is there's no binding, weird things you have to put on it. And as far as the front, you can put anything you want on the front. The front is actually a pincushion pattern, something that I really liked that I made and decided that it made a better front to my bag than a pincushion. And you can do it in any fabric you'd like. I chose wool and some cotton because I like that, but you can certainly make this out of some nice, bright, fun fabrics.
All right, so we've got slice and dice for you. The pattern talks about using a layer cake to make this. Again, you can cut your own 10-inch squares. You can cut 12-inch squares to make it a little bit bigger, a little bit faster. You can make an accent piece that you can see throughout the entire quilt. It can be a dark, bold piece, black, grays, and a red accent piece would be really, really cool. And it also showcases your fabric really well. So if you've got some fabrics that are really nice, pretty prints that you really want to see and show them off, slice and dice is a great option for you.
All right, so if you know anything about me, you know I'm crazy for Christmas and especially snowmen. So I did this a couple years ago, and this is my snowman table runner. And it actually works a little bit better as a wall hanging than a table runner because it you may or may not want to put a plate on it. I actually went ahead and made my snowman out of batting because I liked the texture of it.
I also used some fun antique buttons, but you can really decorate your snowman however you'd like. He has a nice blowing scarf, and he's great, again, to use as a cute little table runner or a little Christmas wall hanging. This one is a bed runner, and it's actually called Hollywood. The main reason, too, that we picked this one is because really any quilt block that you like can become a table runner or, in fact, a bed runner. I have a king-size bed, and sometimes I don't want to make a seasonal quilt for the 4 different seasons. I don't want to make a holiday quilt, but it's really simple to go ahead and choose my colors and to make a fun bed runner and maybe a matching pillow. This is a simple pattern. We've called it Hollywood because it sort of looks like reels in a picture, but it's just repeating squares. Super simple. I've given you measurements for a large bed runner, but you can really make it any size you want. And again, it's a perfect table runner if you want to make it a little bit smaller. So this pattern is called the Flower Patch, and it's kind of fun because I have this thing for flowers and a thing for wool. So you can make a wall hanging, you can turn it into a little pincushion, and just in case you think that wool is dark, you can certainly pick something a little bit brighter. And if you'd rather frame it than hang it on a wall, that works well too. So this is really just a little bit of cutting, a little bit of stitching, and then you can make it really special with fun buttons. So the other flower patch is not to be confused with the Flower Patch Needles and Notions. Obviously, some names have been recycled, but again, flowers. This pattern is in there, and I just did this out of wool, did a bunch of French knots. And then what's nice about this is it's just for your needles. There's a little zipper pouch in here for holding some different notions. So it's perfect. It's made out of linen, perfect for taking to classes or for just keeping in your purse or your bag when you're on the go and you want to keep your stitching notions with you. This pattern is called On the Fly, and if you actually look at the pattern, you'll see that we have the quilt actually sitting more horizontal rather than vertical because it's supposed to be migrating geese. But the other thing that it can be is it can be fish. We actually did a class with this. This is one of the rows in our row sampler. So if you search in YouTube row sampler class 1, it gives you a tutorial of exactly how to make this. So the migrating geese or fish can be all kinds of little colors and leftovers depending upon what color you'd like it to be. And then you have another opportunity to put in kind of a focus fabric that's too pretty to cut up, that accents your migrating geese. And finally, you'd want to pick your accent color that will help to show everything off. So this is our easy table runner pattern, and actually this is written by one of our staff members. This is Carolyn Harris's pattern, but we absolutely love it and we sell this all the time. It's just a really fast table runner that you can make seasonally. You can make one for Christmas, make one for 4th of July, make a birthday themed one. It goes together super fast, super simple, quick little pattern that just takes a few fat quarters. All right, so 2 of our most popular Christmas gifts we're going to show you both at the same time. So the first one is this pattern, and it's just easy mittens. This is super, super crazy. So I happened to make mine out of a textured wool because that was what I had, and then a little scrap of minky that I had left over. You can make these out of anything. You can do flannel, you can do cotton, which isn't going to be as warm. Minky mittens are fantastic. They can be super warm or they can simply be stylish. Very, very simple. It's just 2 pieces. And then the other thing is this pocket scarf. So if you're worried about somebody losing their mittens, this is what you need. This pocket scarf is 1 yard of fabric. It is just 2 seams. And what happens is it has this little pocket, and again, you can decorate your pocket any way you'd like. You could put some cool buttons on it. You can put something that you've knitted on it. You can leave it perfectly plain. And you can use whatever fabric. This is that really fun organic cotton. But what's really nice is with these pockets, you can either keep things in there like your mittens, or, if you don't wrap it around, now what happens is, if you don't have gloves with you or you have lost a mitten, it's also something that you can just tuck your hands in there just to keep your hands warm. This pattern is called Crackers, and It's actually a half log cabin block, and a lot of it is the way that it's set up. And what's nice about this is because of my love of panels, you can really feature either a panel or a photo block or a special focus fabric, whatever you'd like to make this a very, very personal quilt. I have made this so many times because I had something that was very specific that had to be a certain color, a certain fabric, or a certain panel that I wanted to use. I also just want to show you really quick, since we're back here, there's also our autumn table runner, which is another one. This is just kind of fun. It is a fun little leaf block. We have it set as an offset table runner pattern. If you're looking for something for fall, these little leaf blocks are easy to make out of your half square triangles. You can toss them in multiple ways and use all kinds of colors. Something that's very subtle and blended like this example, or something a whole lot brighter. You can also make it a lot larger if you want to turn it into a full autumn quilt or an autumn wall hanging.
All right, so another favorite of ours is 9-patch shuffle. Very fast, very easy. It uses squares, great for pre-cut squares, 5-inch squares. We've seen it done in 6-inch squares and 8-inch squares. We'll show you one that is done in 10-inch squares to make a really fast, quick quilt to give to somebody. All right, this one is one of mine. This is called Baby Bento. The only reason it's called Baby Bento is because it's a baby size quilt. But the great versatility of this one is you can make this Baby Bento 4 times, maybe slap on a border on it, and you're gonna have a queen, extra large queen size quilt in a weekend. It's 4 half-yard cuts, and you're gonna make 4 of these kind of half chunky log cabin blocks. Sew them all together, and you have a great quilt. So 2 of them together, you'll have kind of like a longer twin bed. Put some borders on it. It'll fit your college dorm bedroom for someone in your family. All right, Simply Charming, super fast, strip pieced. You've got a little bit less than a yard of a background color or an accent color, and another 5-inch square, great for those pre-cuts or something out of your stash, it doesn't matter. This is about 38 by 54. The pattern also comes with directions to make it out of 10-inch squares. Purchase a layer cake, 1.5 yards of an accent, and bam, you've got a queen size quilt ready to go.
So this quilt pattern is called Woodpile, and this is another one that's just fantastic. It's really good to use with fabric that you just don't want to cut up, or special themed fabric. So this one is kind of fun. It was all out of food fabric, so it's perfect for a college student because, let's face it, if they drop a piece of pizza or a nacho on it, it's not going to stain anything. It's fantastic, and it just takes 7 half-yard cuts. The other thing that's really nice is you'll see the other one that we have. If you have weird orphan blocks, something that you started to make a quilt and you realized that there was no way you were going to finish appliquing all of those, again, you can just put weird orphan blocks in there. You can put panel blocks. There's all sorts of opportunities for mixing and matching, finding special fabric, and making it something that's very personalized for the person you're making it for. So this quilt is called Tridazzle, and this is a really fun one because this is when we are actually going to do this as a YouTube class in November. And because there's some fun tricks and ruler tricks and trimming tricks that you can learn to be able to make sure that everything comes out exactly right.
It's one of the patterns that I use a lot. It's one of my go-to fast, whatever weird random size block that I have. Maybe I only have 3/8 of a yard left of what fabric I was just making out of a quilt. It will make a Tridazzle quilt super fast, super fun, great for any beginning sewer.
Tridazzle is a good quilt if you want to show off a lot of color, or if you have a layer cake that you just don't know what to do with, it will always make a great Tridazzle. This quilt is called Daisy Blooms, and I wanted to start with this one because I want you to see the baby version of it. This one is pictured on the back of the pattern, but it is just a darling quilt. Brianna is going to do a class on this coming up on YouTube, and she's going to show you how to do this entire thing as a quilt as you go on the long arm. Not that that's how the pattern is written, that's just kind of a fun little tutorial, but this is really simple because it's really just 2 panels and then a center border, a border all the way around, and then these little appliques are put down and then they're stitched around it. And you can see that it's kind of a raggedy edge applique, which makes it kind of fun. We used a lot of chenille, and then we even did a raggedy binding, which makes it kind of fun. And the more you wash this, the funner it's going to look. So this pattern is called the popcorn quilt, and this is kind of fun because the way that this came about was in Brianna's olden days when she was 4 and 5 years old and she was piecing her quilt. She ended up with all these funny little puckers. And I kept telling her, it's okay, it doesn't matter, we're just going to keep going. And so after she got it done, I thought, oh my gosh, what a fantastic way to do a quilt, because people look at this, and of course we used to call it a puff quilt. And the only way that you could make it is you could stuff all these little pillows, and then you sew these little pillows together. And everybody makes only one because it is a pain in the neck. So this was an accidental step. It's like, I'm going to play with that a little bit and do what Brianna's doing on purpose. And so anyway, it's a fun pattern. It has actual photos in there to show you exactly how to do this, but it's a really cute little quilt, and it gives you all of these faux puffs. And so you can do, this is 3-inch squares. I think that this is 2-inch squares, and then we have another one that we're showing you that is actually, is that one 5
inches?
5-inch squares.
And
so
we feel like 5 inches is as big as you can go before it just looks like you got puckers.
Right.
It doesn't do the fun poofiness. That is so cool.
The smaller it is, the poofier it is. And so it depends on the desired amount of poofiness.
Exactly. Fun way. This one I actually put on my long arm and did little circles on each intersection. Yes, labor of love. To quilt it or tie it. Have that little person, put some ties in there.
Yeah.
And you'll know you can just do it on each intersection and you'll have this beautiful puff quilt.
Fun quilt. Fun. All right, so we hope you have enjoyed our favorite patterns. We hope you found some inspiration. Yeah. And did we decide what's the bundle price going to be?
So what we're going to do is we're going to have a bundle of just printed patterns. So if you are old school and you just like paper, we are okay with that. She loves paper.
I love paper.
What we're going to do is we're going to put all 21 patterns together in a cute little package for you. And since there's 2 of us and we're turning 21, we're going to do 42% off of 21%. The entire bundle.
Yes. 21% from Brianna and 21% from me.
So crazy good deal for printed patterns. And then those of you that are like no paper and you like all your patterns in one spot, and you would like them all digitally downloadable, what we're going to do is we're going to have a bundle of that special price. Again, same price, that whole 42% off. And then what's going to happen is I'm going to get that, and you're going to get a special email from me, Brianna at FabricPatch.net, and you're going to get a folder. I'm going to email you a zipped folder of all of those patterns in one place, and you can put that wherever you want it.
Wherever you want it, on whatever file on your computer. So it'd be really nice. So the retail price for all of those patterns is just over $150. And so with the 42% off, it comes out to a little over, but we're going to round it off at $86. So it's really about the price of about 9 patterns. So it's a pretty good deal. Now, the other thing that we're going to mention is that if you have already been watching us for a while and you already know who we are and you've already got a bunch of those patterns and you don't want all of them because you already have a bunch of them. If you subscribe to the newsletter, you already know that on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, you will get 21% off of all of your purchases in-store and online. So if you want to hunt and peck and find just different individual ones, I would wait and go ahead and get my 21% off.
Start your little shopping list.
Because this particular deal is 24 hours. This particular deal ends tomorrow at 10 a.m. Because tomorrow at 10 a.m. we're going to show you our 21 favorite things.
Yes, there's a recipe in there. There's some techniques. Super cool.
Notions, all kinds of things.
Fun stuff.
And then Friday, don't forget to tune in 10 a.m. live YouTube 21 for Tanner. We're going to be doing our auction for a local guy. So
very cool.
All right, we'll see you in the morning.
See you tomorrow.
Thank you for watching our video. We invite you to leave a comment, hit the like button, or better yet, subscribe to our channel so you never miss an episode. You can also visit our Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, or Pinterest pages, or find all of those things and our online store at FabricPatch.net.